As we're going through this book of Rabbi Yoel's Shiur, Verbringens, Shiurim a little bit. So Rabbi Yoel relates as follows, something I didn't know. I'm sure, maybe you don't know, maybe you didn't know this also, as you'll hear. So once Rabbi Yoel relates, a Jew stayed by me about Tshuva, who related to me, says Rabbi Yoel, how he became close to Yiddishkeit. This is around the years of 1941, 1943, during the war years. Now, at that time, many Tmimizdik Jews, many sincere people were looking for tzaddikim in order to get brachas for Yeshua, for themselves or their children who were, this is in America, Canada actually, who were, his guys were called up, what's the word for it? The army. Drafted, conscripted into the army. And they were in the theater of war and so on. So people were looking, for tzaddikim, for brachas. And there were such people that utilized this opportunity and became tzaddikim. They used to make malava malchus and the like, and they raised money. And for the money that they raised, whatever cause that they had come up with, they dispensed brachas to these innocent Jews seeking blessing. Jews are always looking for opportunity for business. This is an opportunity. Entrepreneurial, that's the word. So this Yid lived in Canada. And he happened to see an advertisement of Lubavitch from New York. And this is 1941, 42, 43. There's no mention of Mulava Malka. There's no mention of a fundraiser. What's written in the ad? Keep Shabbos, and Shabbos will keep you. Putting on tefillin is a segula for the protection of soldiers. La'alta l'tshuva, immediate teshuva. La'alta l'gola, immediate redemption. And other ads of similar nature, very different to the ads that he was seeing from Jewish centers, Jewish enclaves in those days. So this made him very curious, and he decided to go from Canada, nowhere in Canada he lived, to 770 to see what is this all about. So he came into the Frierdiker Rebbe in Yechidus, and he saw that here he's seeing something completely different than he'd been accustomed to seeing. Our Rebbe, says Rabbi Yoel, was makar of him a lot, and over time he became a Shemer Torah mitzvah. Now most of his business was connected with Chilul Shabbos, but because he became discarded, he began to close these businesses. Seems like he was a wealthy fellow. Rabbi Yoel adds, he was not given any brachas or any assurances that if he closes his business, he's going to get nothing. He just was discarded, and that's what he did. He understood himself, and so eventually he closed all his businesses on Shabbos. Time went on, and now Rebbe has been makar of him. And on one occasion, the Rebbe asked him, what about learning Chassidus? So the Rabbi Yoel says, the Rebbe says that he wasn't not an intellectual, and not so much shaykh to deep learning. But since the Rebbe asked it, he began to learn Chassidus. This ties into what we're talking about, Chazing Mamorim. Once Rabbi Yoel says he spoiled, he boasted, it means he took pride, not in a boastful way, that he knows the Maimer of Yata Kodesh by heart. This was a Maimer that Frierdiker Rebbe published in the Sif Mamorim Yiddish. It was published in Akriv Akdusha, the publication that he published at the time. A whole series of Mamorim in Yiddish, pure Yiddish, that were written by him for the general public. So over time, he said he learned 15 of these Maimorim, 15, 16, I'm sorry, 5 or 6 of these Maimorim. And he made a seder for himself that every Shabbos before davening, he would think over one of these Maimorim before he began his whole seder of davening, his Poshet Yid, as it were. The story concludes, I'm just sharing it as Rabbi relates it. So once he came, he traveled back and forth from Canada, it seems. Interesting to find out this person came to 770 of Yud Beis Tammuz. So this is already after the Stalkus is now by our Rebbe. And he said to me, what did I have before? Money. What is it all worth? What is the worth of it all compared to being by a Farbrengen of the Rebbe? This is the greatest, this is a transformation. The greatest happiness, the greatest happiness it could be a greater happiness than coming to the Rebbe of Farbrengen. Means Poshet Begashmis. Now he's telling this in the whole context of Rabbi. I'm just lifting the story. Rabbi, just the next line, he says, I'm embarrassed and I envy this Jew, he goes on to say. Okay.